Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I want to make clear here that SikhNet and the Yogi Bhajan people are lying and misleading Sikhs into believing this Leo DiCaprio's stepmother is an Amritdhari Sikh. This is completely false and misleading of SikhNet in order for them to get donations to the Yogi Bhajan cult. I was with the Yogi Bhajan cult for 30 years. I'm very familiar with the Yogi Bhajan Amrit ceremony that the 3HO people perform. In this ceremony, there is no requirement that is given by the panj piare of the Yogi Bhajan group that an Amritdhari Sikh wear a kirpan by their side. The Yogi Bhajan people say that it's okay to wear a 2 or 3 inch miniature kirpan in your hair. That's what Yogi Bhajan always did. Yogi Bhajan never wore a kirpan. I never saw him ever wear a kirpan by his side. So not only that, the Yogi Bhajan people practice this Tantric yoga. And they dance to Gurbani. They do all of these un-Sikh-like practices. And in the Darbar of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, in the 3HO ashrams, they perform these Tantric yogas. And so when SikhNet publishes this article saying that Leonardo DiCaprio's stepmom is an Amritdhari Sikh, they're essentially lying and misleading Sikhs. And what they're trying to do is get these donations in order to support their Tantric yoga. Now, I participated in the Amrit ceremony in 1984 in Los Angeles, part of this Yogi Bhajan group. So I know what I'm talking about. There was never any mention by the panj piare of the Sikh Rehat Maryada, or like I said, about wearing a kirpan. There was really hardly any mention about reciting the 5 banis. There was no emphasis on that at all. And I honestly did not know what it meant to be an Amritdhari Sikh when I was with the Yogi Bhajan group. So when they picture this Peggy Farrar, Peggy DiCaprio, Leonardo's stepmom, here in this article, it's really misleading. In my opinion, in my experience from the Yogi Bhajan group, the 3HO people really need to learn about what true Amritdhari Sikhs are and what Amritdhari Sikhs are supposed to be practicing. She's also married to a completely non-Sikh person, and I don't really see how an Amritdhari Sikh can say that she's an Amritdhari Sikh if she's married to a completely non-Sikh person. You can see here in these photos, it's clear she's not wearing a kirpan by her side, and she's also wearing all of this jewelry, which is completely discouraged by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Guru Gobind Singh Ji encouraged his Sikhs to wear iron and not all this fancy jewelry that Yogi Bhajan promoted when he was alive. Now, I'd like you to listen to a video I made which shows some of the other un-Sikh-like practices and Tantric yogas that the Yogi Bhajan people perform.
So this question was from one user, and it says, why do white Sikhs worship Hindu gods, idols, and fire worship? I can't understand this since it's banned in Sikhism. This user asked about idols and Hindu worship. I mean, just from what I've seen.
This is Guru Mustak of SikhNet. You've probably heard of him. And he's here with Guruka.
If that's the fact that it's there, that people worship it. And
so what's wrong with worshiping as Hindus worship? What's wrong with worshiping if you're really worshiping from your heart? I go to the Hanuman temple and see everyone there is worshiping, and there's a Hanuman statue and all that. What they're doing is wrong. What I'm doing is right. It's opposites, right and wrong, good and bad, is still that place in your mind. So, why is any worship bad? Worship comes from the heart. It's a personal relationship between you and the infinity. You can never criticize that. Rituals are rituals. Guru always criticized rituals. Always told
This is
people,
Garuka Singh, also of
question
SikhNet,
why you're doing something.
actively deceiving Sikhs into thinking that these Yogi Bhajan people are
So,
Sikhs
it's, again, when you
of Guru Gobind Singh Ji.
So somebody has a construct in their mind of the way things are, and then they try to fit everything into that construct, right? Oh, look, there's another piece that fits into my construct, right? Now, there's a piece too. Look, they're bowing to something. Must be something bad. Put that in. Now I have my construct that I got all my little pieces, but I only took the ones that fit and put them in because I'm very attached to my construct. I like it. It's my construct. So I'm looking for pieces that will fit into it. That's not the neutral mind. That's just how the ego works. That you want to feel right. Look, my construct has been validated. If you train your neutral mind so that it works, then you can evaluate each thing and not be stuck trying to fit it into your construct of what already exists.
Garuka here is saying it's basically okay to worship idols and do these Hindu practices.
Just from what I've seen of things, somebody equates having a picture or a statue as, if that's the fact that it's there, that people worship it.
But so what's wrong with worshiping as Hindus worship? What's wrong with worshiping?
The 3HO people actively
I go to the Hanuman temple.
cohort with these
there is worshiping,
Hindu
and
pundits.
there's a Hanuman statue and all that. What they're doing is wrong. What I'm doing is right. It's still the trap of the opposites, right and wrong, good and bad. It's still that place in your mind. So, why is any worship bad? Worship comes from the heart. It's a personal relationship between you and the infinity. You can never criticize that. Rituals are rituals. Guru always criticized rituals. Always told people, question why you're doing something. Are you doing it because you're going through the motions? Or are you doing it?
This Gurmukhar, who SikhNet promotes, she goes to Rishikesh 2 or 3 times a year and does all of these Hindu pujas and brings all these 3HO people there to do these Hindu pujas and Hindu ceremonies.
They try to fit everything into that construct, right? Oh, look, there's another piece that fits.
3HO people are more like Hindus than Sikhs.
Now, there's a piece too. Look, they're bowing.
This Eklan Karkar says there's nothing wrong with a Sikh participating in sacred ceremonies from any other religion tradition. The Sikh Rehat Mariata forbids Sikhs from worshipping other gods or goddesses, but yet the 3HO people say it's okay for Sikhs to do this. Couldn't be farther from the truth. Yogi Bhajan himself was friends with Indira Gandhi and did all of these pujas and all of these things. I never saw Yogi Bhajan ever wear a kirpan. He wore all these robes and cohorted with all of these Hindu pujas and swamis.
Oh my God, is this true? And I get emails from people. They see something online and some picture, or they see some, this user asked about idols and Hindu worship. Just from what I've seen of things, somebody equates having a picture or
this Satpal Singh, Yogi Bhajan's son-in-law, has gone to this Gita conference and Yogi Bhajan's family participated in his last rites for Yogi Bhajan at the Hindu last rites for Yogi Bhajan, immersed Yogi Bhajan's ashes in the Ganges River. This is Sada Simran from the Charity Kala Jatta, the 3HO group there, getting a Hindu prayer shawl from this Swami there in Rishikesh. It's just appalling how they just go on and participate in all of these Hindu ceremonies and pujas, and this Swami, the same Swami here from Rishikesh, he's been photographed with these Hindu extremists.
Are you doing something? Are you doing it because you're going through the motions?
And they are, all the 3HO people are friends with this Swami here on the right there.
What do you bring to it? So, somebody has a construct in their mind of the way things
So don't be fooled by Sikh
they
nets,
try to fit everything into that
glittery
right? Oh, look, there's another piece that fits
fundraising efforts
right? Now,
and deception
there's a
about
piece
how
look,
they're converting a lot of
to something.
white people to
Must be
Sikhi.
something bad. Put
This
that in.
is
I have my
really not
construct,
true. These
right?
people
Got
are not
all
really
the pieces,
Sikhs.
But I only took the ones that fit and put them in because I'm very attached.
They worship these idols
I like it. It's
there in Espanola. There's pictures here of Garuka in the second car worshiping there with that Baba Siri Chand golden idol there.
That you want to feel right. Look, my construct.
Here's
has been
Garuka
validated.
Singh justifying all this. It's just shameful.
If you train your neutral
Complete
mind
lie
so
on
it works,
Sikhnet's part.
then you can evaluate each thing and not be stuck trying to fit it into your construct of what already exists.
From people, they see something online and some picture, or they see some, like, you know, this user asked about idols and Hindu worship. I mean, just from what I've seen,
Doing
of
this
things, I
tantric
mean,
yoga, it's just
somebody equates
appalling,
having a picture
disgusting
or
stuff.
A statue is, if that's the fact that it's there, that people worship it, and
But so what's wrong with worshiping as Hindus worship? What's wrong with worshiping if you're really worshiping from your heart? I go to the Hanuman temple and see everyone there is
These
worshiping.
3HO people go to these interreligious conferences and they say that this is promoting Sikhi. They're just participating in these Hindu agendas. They want, and they are saying that all these Hindu things are okay.
Worship comes from the heart. It's a personal relationship between you and the infinity. You can never
It's a concerted effort to assume Sikhi into Hinduism.
criticize ritual.
That's what they're doing.
People,
Don't be fooled by SikhNet.
are you doing it because you're going through the motions, or are you doing it with consciousness? So
Here's Yogi Bhajan himself performing these Hindu pujas with this Swami in Rishikesh there. You can see his wife and daughter and son-in-law there with tikas on their foreheads. This Gurmukhar worshiping here with this Swami there in Rishikesh, worshiping deities there, and completely against the Sikh Maryada.
Something, must be something bad. Put that in. Now I have my construct that I've got all my little pieces. But I
Your 3HO people bowing to this idol of Baba Siri Chand there in Espanola.
I like it. It's my construct. So I'm looking for pieces that will fit into it.
This is that famous singer Sanattam Kaur. They're getting another Hindu shawl from that Swami there in Rishikesh, same Swami.
My construct has been validated.
They call their ashram there a mandir,
Train your neutral mind so
and where the Gurdwara is, they call it a mandir, where SikhNet is there. Sri Mahal called mandir, they call it. It's a Hindu mandir. That was the SikhNet offices back there. Right there where that Baba Siri Chand idol is there. This Garuka, it's just amazing. He has a story out there that he published himself, where he talks about getting Yogi Bhajan's toenails and putting them into his nitnem, or gutka sab. It's just appalling that Garuka would put Yogi Bhajan's filthy toenails and fingernails in his gutka sab there. And Yogi Bhajan said that they would give him a lot of power. Just absolutely ridiculous. Appalling.
what's wrong with
That somebody who calls themselves a Sikh would do these kind of things.
I go to the Hanuman temple
And then
see
try to deceive Sikhs and get donations from them on the internet.
that what they're doing is wrong. What I'm doing is right. It's still the trap of the opposites, right and wrong, good and bad. It's still
Garuka
that
does his
relationship.
psychobabble stuff to try to convince. Here's this, hanging on by his fingernails. This is Garuka's famous story about how he
The heart is a person.
got Yogi Bhajan's fingernails and used them for power, he says. Yogi Bhajan says that it would give him a lot of power.
Always told people, question,
Completely Hindu practices.
are you doing
This is a great article here, this American Yogis Distort Sikh Scriptures, that everyone should read. Tells in depth about all of these, a lot of these really appalling and anti-Sikh practices that SikhNet is involved in. And they have these Midi-Pidi Academy students also who are involved in these things. They bring them there to Rishikesh to learn from the same Swami every year. There was a Hindu wedding that this Gurmukh car promoted with the 3HO people wearing Dastars and Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bana. So when SikhNet puts these pictures of this Leonardo DiCaprio's mother there, says that she's a Amritdhari Sikh, it couldn't be farther from the truth. These SikhNet people, these 3HO people, just participating in all this Tantric yoga, and they're completely far away from Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Rehat. Participating in this Tantric sexual yoga. These are actual pictures from a Tantric yoga course. And these are drawings of Yogi Bhajans that are clearly phallic in nature.
So what's wrong with worshiping as Hindus worship?
He's written power there on there. It's just disgusting. These are all practices that these 3HO people are involved in. This Tantric yoga, which has a high emphasis on channeling this sexual energy, they call it. And they worship Yogi Bhajan there. Yogi Bhajan said that he would be more powerful when he was dead than alive. And these students of Yogi Bhajan's think he's immortal. He said he would be immortal to them.
You can never criticize that. Rituals are rituals. Guru always criticized rituals. Always told people, question why you're doing something.
I witnessed all of these things. So this is not just hearsay. I witnessed all of these anti-Sikh practices that they were doing there at Yogi Bhajan's group.
So somebody has a construct in their mind of the way things are, and then they try to fit everything into that construct, right? Oh, look, there's another piece that fits into my construct, right? Now, there's a piece too. Look, they're bowing to something. Must be something bad. Put that in. Now I have my construct that I got all my little pieces, but I only took the ones that fit and put them in because I'm very attached to my construct. I like it. It's my construct. So I'm looking for pieces that will fit into it. That's not the neutral mind. That's just...
It's amazing how these Yogi Bhajan people just deny all of this. You listen to Garuka, how he goes on and on about this, with this psychobabble about how we're constructing it. These are actual photographs. How do photographs lie? This is the truth. You can see these idols there that they worship and they bow to. This is truth. Not some construct, whatever Garuka's ridiculousness he's talking about. Don't let SikhNet fool you.
Somebody equates having a picture or a statue as, if that's the fact that it's there, that people worship it.
These are actual pictures of the 3HO people. I haven't doctored them in any way.
What's wrong with worshiping if you're really worshiping from your heart? I go to the Hanuman temple and see everyone there is worshiping, and there's a Hanuman statue and all that. What they're doing is...
The Sikh Rehat Mirada specifically forbids Sikhs from worshiping other gods and goddesses other than the one true God. There's only one God, Waheguru, that we as Sikhs are supposed to worship. One formless, timeless God. Not all of these Hindu gods and goddesses that SikhNet and these Yogi Bhajan people continue to worship and go on and on about adoring their gurdwaras with and their places of worship. Here's right from the Sikh Rehat Mirada. The Sikhs' worship be rendered only to the one true being, the one true God, not to all these gods and goddesses. Thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.